Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and pleased to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. This week is flying by. So listen, last night I watched Real Housewives Beverly Hills, made some notes. Well, no, not really. Watched it last night, didn't make any notes, just enjoyed it. Rewatched it today, made my notes. We have them here. So let's talk about it. Okay, so as we know, the ladies are in St. Lucia and Bose has a ton of things planned. So she has this dinner outside. It's gorgeous, it's outside. There's a beautiful table setting and it's gorgeous outside. All the ladies are in white. Everybody's having like a fun time, laughing and talking until Dory starts it up a little bit with Sutton. So she was basically like, you've been pretty mean-spirited to me. And this is kind of crazy because you're mean-spirited to me and you're getting on me. However, you were the one that was like, listen, sisterhood, kumbaya sisterhood, and we should all just be able to say what we need to say and talk it out and then leave it all behind and let's work it out. But that's really not what you're doing. And you have to stop making yourself a victim all the time, which is kind of rich coming from Dorit because there have been plenty of times when she's played the victim. But Sutton does do that, but to be honest, so do you. Everybody is real silent then. Did you notice that everybody's like super silent and looking around whenever Dorit's like, I am an adult now. I am an adult and I take accountability. Okay, now maybe? I agree. Everybody was silent for a reason. Sutton then says, listen, I want to apologize for something I said. She apologizes for her comment that she made at Caviar Caspia about her wallet. But Dorit is really not just, she's not going to accept it because it, to her, doesn't sound genuine. Listen, at first I thought, well, I mean, maybe she is being sincere because maybe she felt bad. But then I thought about it and I thought, I don't know. I don't know if she is apologizing because of the backlash that she's getting or if she really feels genuinely bad. Because the reason why I say that is because in the confessional, she was like, I said it. I said what I said. I'm standing 10 toes down in it, and I'm not going to apologize. And she's been saying that she doesn't regret what she said. So, and then on last night's episode, she said, I kind of thought even more so that I don't know that it sounds sincere because she said something like, why don't you just accept it? Accept it. And she called her brokey. So, in comparison to Sutton, yes, she is brokey. Everybody's brokey compared to Sutton. But if she was sincere about it, I'm thinking she wouldn't have talked like that. Dorit then apologizes for the dig that she made at Sutton, the comment she made at Sutton, like at her 4th of July party, about her drinking. She said that when I said it, I didn't say it to start something. But if you wouldn't have called me a bitch in my own home, then I would have apologized, which I get that. I understand that. So also, Bose went out to dinner and seated across from her was Mauricio and his little girl, why was I gonna say girl toy, and his little girlfriend. I'm gonna tell you, she sent that voice note that Bose had sent to Kyle afterwards. That was absolutely everything. When she said, "I will tell me what you want to do, I will run up on a man." She is a girl's girl. She absolutely is a girl's girl. And then Kyle, no, not Kyle, then Garcelle. Listen, I love Garcelle, but Garcelle was like, girl, yes, we're here for you. Anything you need us to do, we got your back. But it's a little confusing how we tiptoe around a Morgan situation. Like, what's going on? Listen, I love you, Garcelle, but this to me seems like maybe you're just digging for a storyline is what I'm thinking. But also, I mean, I can see it both ways. Like, Kyle is on a reality TV show, and you are supposed to share everything about your life, but I don't know. It seems like Garcelle's just digging a little too much for a storyline. So Kyle then says, well, there's no situation. I'm not going to talk about a situation with Morgan because there is no situation with Morgan. And some of the ladies were talking in confessional. I do agree with Dory. Listen, she has been in this city for forever. Kyle's been in the industry and has lived in Los Angeles in Beverly Hills forever. So she knows how this works. If she didn't want people to see her with Morgan, she would know how to not be seen with Morgan. And Garcelle had said, it's Kyle wants you to think that like all the paparazzi is following her around everywhere, but yet you have bigger stars like Julia Roberts who can find a way to go out and not be followed. But Kyle Richards can't. That doesn't make sense. So then Kyle says something like, hopefully one day I'll have a happy story. I'll have a great story to tell everyone. And Sutton comes back and says something like, I'm hoping you do have a great story to tell us in the future. That's what I hope for you. So instead of standing up for Garcelle, she says nothing. And remember, per Sutton's own words, Garcelle is the only woman in the group who stands up for her. That's what she said. But she doesn't have Garcelle's back. I can completely understand why Garcelle is pissed. But what I don't understand is why is Kyle's friendship like so important to Sutton? I don't understand why it's so important for her to get this validation and friendship from Kyle. Okay, so they go back to their villas. Dorit and Bose and Erica are talking. Dorit says that Sutton isn't sorry about the wallet comment she made, but instead she's worried about how this makes her look, and she needs to save face. So that's why she's giving this apology. Bose, for once, I was happy to see this, that Bose if Bose doesn't agree with Dorit, then she called her out. And she was like, girl, she apologized to you. Why can't you just accept it? I mean, it was an apology. It's what you wanted. Bose thinks it's hard for Dorit to both give and get apologies. But Dorit says basically what I need for the apology to be more than just words, but like I need to be action. So she needs to see that she is sincere and that she can change, that she can actually be a friend, and not pick at her. And I agree that, and I've said this before, I agree that Dorit and Sutton, they should put any attempts at like a friendship on the back burner. I don't know that they're ever going to be friends because I just think they just don't get along. Just like Sutton and Erica. Like, I think they can be civil, but I don't think they're ever going to be friends. So Sutton and Garcelle and Jennifer are talking. And Sutton was just so over the moon. She was like, what I can't believe is that Kyle actually stood up for me. Oh, we're friends. I knew we were going to be friends. She's so over the moon that Kyle stood up for her at dinner. But then also turns around and says, well, it's not fair of us to tell Kyle that she needs to tell us everything. Oh. And then she looks at Garcelle and says, what do you want from me? If I were Garcelle, I'm going to tell you this much. If I were Garcelle, I would have said nothing. I want nothing. I want not a damn thing. Nothing. Good night. And I would have got up. I would have went to my room. I would have slammed the door. And I would have locked it. Because, listen, Garcelle, I would have said, and then the next morning I would have said, I've been defending you. Standing up and defending you, and sometimes looking like a damn fool. But you can't have my back? Oh, sister, no. And also, listen, she's saying, what has changed? Because in the past seasons, Sutton has been hounding Kyle for all kinds of information. Name them. That. She did that. So she did that for several seasons. And now all of a sudden, maybe we should respect her that she doesn't want to talk about her. Sutton claims she's not protecting Kyle, but she certainly is. Okay? She absolutely is. And I have no idea why. So the next day, okay, everybody's up, everybody's at him. Sutton and Garcelle are talking. Garcelle tells her, listen, hey, I was frustrated last night that you, number one, I don't think you're hearing what I'm saying. And number two, you don't have my back. Sutton comes back and is like, well, I'm also very frustrated with Kyle over that matter too. But I've decided to put that to the side, to let that be. So all of a sudden, Sutton just wants to respect Kyle's wishes, because she's like, I believe when somebody says we should respect their wishes, that we should do that. What changed now? What all of a sudden changed now that Kyle says, I don't want to talk about Morgan, but so she's just gonna respect her wishes all of a sudden, but the last 2 seasons, it was completely different. Also, you don't want to talk about it in front of anybody, but behind the scenes, you want to talk to Garcelle about it. Like just when she said, well, here's what you should say to her to get her to talk about Morgan. She was talking about it. You've been talking a lot about Kyle and Mauricio. So you're not respecting her on that. See, you don't want to talk about it in front of her, but you'll talk about her about her behind her back. Okay, so it is boat day. And listen, I'm going to tell you, Kathy and Jennifer Tilly, they look like they're going to a completely different yacht party than the other ladies. I mean, it is yacht day for Tits McGee. So when I say Tits McGee, I'm talking Dorit and Dorit and Kyle, but especially Dorit. Listen, it was Tits McGee thirst traps. Oh my God, Tits McGee. I mean, listen, if I was built like any of them, I would probably be walking around in a bikini myself. But listen, there was a totally different yacht that Kathy Hilton was going to. I know Kathy Hilton got all the money in the world, but that outfit that she was going at, that just looked like, that didn't even look like a yacht dress. That looked like, Nana's going to a backyard party. I was gonna say a backyard brawl. Nana's going to like a family church picnic or something. Anyways, but speaking of Kathy, honestly, listen, this is so Kathy Hilton coded. But they get on the boat, they go inside, they have a lovely spread of food. Kathy sits down and then just starts ordering people around to get her dressing and food. Like, she's ordering Jennifer Tilly, an Oscar-nominated actress, to get her some sauce for her chicken. I mean, that tracks for Kathy Hilton. That's completely Kathy coded. So the ladies are sitting there, except for who was it? Tits McGee. Except for Tits McGee and Kyle were out in the front. I'm just gonna call her Tits McGee now. If anybody knows what Tits McGee is from, what that nickname is from, which movie, put it in the comments. I will give you a hint. It's my favorite movie of life, and it stars my number one dream celebrity man of life, and that's Paul Rudd. Tits McGee. So they're in the front of the boat, but then the other ladies are in the back. So Sutton is like, listen, I would like to just talk about this apology that I gave to Dorit. She's like, I feel badly for what I said. Like, and it's been eating me up that I feel badly that I said that. So then Erica is like, hey, listen, I gotta get some shit out about this. But listen, I'm gonna tell you, I don't disagree with any of this. She says that Sutton has been less than compassionate to women when they're at their lowest. You did it with me, you did it with Kyle, and now you're doing it with Dorit. You pose as a friend, but then you act as an enemy. True. It's true on all of those. All of that is true. You're not wrong on not being compassionate to women when they're at their lowest. That I can see. What was I going to say? And now I lost my train of thought and my place in my notes. It's true. It's all true. And she poses as a friend, but then acts as an enemy. Again, that's true. But then again, Erica has done the same thing. And they did show that where, she was talking to Kyle, a flashback. She was talking to Kyle, Erica was talking to Sutton. And it was all like, it was once again on a boat. And it was all like, we can put this aside. I mean, it's not going to be great now, but it will be, and blah, blah, blah. And then turned on her at the reunion. So, I mean, Erica does the same thing. But basically that's what she says. I can't say that she's wrong. So Sutton comes back and takes this to mean that Erica is saying that Sutton is mean to all women, like all women in the world. To say that, that's a stretch. Obviously, that's not what she meant. Erica meant women, she didn't mean women in the universe. She meant women in their friend universe, like in this group. That's what I got it as. But listen, you know who did stand up? And when I say for her, I don't mean for Sutton. I mean for Erica. Who stands up for Erica is Sutton's new bestie, and that's Kyle. She doesn't say a word to defend Sutton. Garcelle sees that, and she also sees that Sutton refuses to see that. She ain't gonna say a damn thing about that. So everybody's going back and forth. When Sutton was like, I love you, do you believe it when she says to Erica that she loves her? I don't. I don't buy that. The only thing, Dorit comes over and Dorit's like, they're talking, and Sutton says, I want to apologize. The only thing I want to apologize for is Caviar Caspia. She doesn't care. Sutton doesn't care about what's bothering her. She's like, do you care about what's bothering me? No, I don't care about what's bothering you. And she says, let's just put this on ice. I agree. I don't think anybody should try and mediate between these two. I don't think they're ever going to be friends. I think people should stop trying. I think they should just either try to just be civil and not talk, or just don't. No, they can't not go to the same. They can't just not go out to functions together because that's in their contract. So you have to try and find a way to be civil. I mean, I can see Reba. I can see Reba's influence on Sutton. It's not great. Like, Sutton lost me this episode. But yeah, Sutton really lost me this episode. And so this is why Dorit thinks that she doesn't think the apology is sincere. Bose is like, this is a whole different side of Sutton. She's, lashing out and she's yelling. And I don't know if I like the side. I think the only side that Bose had seen of Sutton was social, like out socially, not around these women, where her fine Southern manners were on display, That's the only thing. I don't think she was friends. I think she was social outings friends, where you have to put up that, like, that facade, and you have to just be nice to everyone. Not to say that Sutton is not nice to people, but when you're in public, well, you know what I'm talking about. Like, when I'm not society, and I will never be society, and I don't care to be society. But I'm thinking these people that are high society, that go to these galas and stuff like that, you have your manners, and you put on like a fake. You put on a little bit of a facade, and you put up fake. You're fake. When you go to these, you have to put on a facade. You have to be at your best because society. I think that's the only place that she had seen. I don't think they were friends, like hanging out just, on a Sunday afternoon at the house. That's all I'm saying. So, and Garcelle said, listen, normally I would jump in when people are piling up on Sutton, but listen, she didn't defend me. I don't blame her. I absolutely don't blame her, because how many times is Garcelle going to have to, Garcelle always defends her. And there are times when Garcelle has defended her when I've been like, girl, I don't know that you should have defended her. But, I'm not mad at Garcelle. The thing is, though, and this is what got me, Jennifer Tilly is Sutton's bestie, Sutton's best friend. And she never stands up for her. I'm going to tell you, I love Jennifer Tilly on here, because I like the fact that she brings some humor. Also, it's Beverly Hills. If you're out of any of the Real Housewives cities, the one that you expect the most opulence and the most like wealth and the most bling bling and labels, you expect that from Beverly Hills. Jennifer Tilly delivers that in spades and then some. So I love Jennifer Tilly for those reasons. She brings the opulence, she brings the comedy, she brings the lightheartedness, just like Kathy Hilton. However, I don't know that out of everybody that I've seen online talking about things, I don't know that anybody has ever said anything about the fact that Jennifer Tilly, like in these moments, she won't stand up and say something to defend Sutton. I think maybe she might have this one time, this episode, she did. But every other time she's either quiet or she'll make like a funny comment to kind of like break the ice, which I get because I'm a person that if things are getting real tense, I'll usually try and make a joke or something. But it's her best friend. And for her to just stand up like one time, I'm like, I don't know about that. And then Sutton, after yelling, "What do you want from me? What do you want from me?" she then leaves and goes to get like a little bit of air someplace else. Nobody follows her, including Jennifer Tilly. Tell me in the comments if you think that's like a little, I don't know. I think that's a little odd that she is her best friend and she doesn't really say anything to defend her. I don't know. I think that's odd. I like Jennifer Tilly, but I think that's odd. So, okay, listen, in the comments, let me know what you thought. And listen, I think they did film, I believe they filmed the reunion. First chairs are Dorit and Sutton. I don't know who's where, but I guessed that. Listen, I did guess the seating. It's Dorit and Kyle. And then over here is Sutton, Garcelle. And then over here is Dorit, Bose, Erica, and then Kathy and, I don't know where Kathy and Jennifer Tilly are back here. I guess that. That's who I thought. That's how I thought it would be, and that's how it is. So I have no problem. With that. I figured it would be, the first seats would be Kyle and Dorit, because that was such a big, like, they both of their marriages are failing, and they had this crumbling friendship where they were always like supposedly such close best friends on the show. So anyways, in the comments, let me know what you thought. If nobody told you yet today you were loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Also, please be aware of your surroundings, be smart and safe, hydrate often with water, and if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and all the positive energy that you need to make it through. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with a quick drink idea that is non-alcoholic.